The Eathen Rudyard Kipling. The Eathen in his blindness bows down to wood and stone. Single quote, he don't obey no orders unless they is his own. Single quote, he keeps his sidearms awful. Single quote, he leaves them all about, and then comes up the regiment and pokes the Eathen out. All along o' dirtiness, all along o' mess, all along o' doing things rather more or less, all along of Abby nay, cull, and hazard ho, mind you keep your rifle and yourself use so. The young recruit is aughty, single quote, he drafts from God knows where. They bid him show his stockings and lay his mattress square. Single quote, he calls it bloomin' nonsense, single quote, he doesn't know, no more, and then up comes his company and kicks him round the floor. The young recruit is a murd, single quote, he takes it very hard. Single quote, he hangs his head on mutters, single quote, he sulks about the yard. Single quote, he talks o' ampersand quo, cruel tyrants and quo, which he'll swing for by and by, and the other's ears and mocks him, and the boy goes off to cry. The young recruit is silly, single quote, he thinks o' suicide. He's lost his gutter devil. Single quote, he ass and single quote, he got his pride. But day by day they kicks him, which helps him on a bit, till single quote, he finds hisself one mornin' with a full and proper kit. Gettin' clear o' dirtiness, gettin' done with mess, gettin' shut o' doing things rather more or less. Not so fond of Abby nay, cull, nor hazard ho, learns to keep his ripin' and quo. I self-use so. The young recruit is happy, single quote, he throws a chest to suit. You see him grow mustaches. You hear him slap his boot. Single quote, he learns to drop the and quo. Bloodies and quo. From every word single quote, he slings, and single quote, he shows an healthy brisket when single quote, he strips for bars and rings. The cruel tyrant sergeants, they watch him arf a year. They watch him with his comrades, they watch him with his beer. They watch him with the women at the regimental dance, and the cruel tyrant sergeant sent his name along for and quo. Lance. Ampersand quo. And now he's arf o' nothin', and all private yet, his room they up and rags him to see what they will get. They rags him low and cunnin', each dirty trick they can, but single quote, he learns to sweat his temper and single quote, he learns to sweat his man. And, last, a color sergeant, as such to be obeyed, single quote, he schools his men at cricket, single quote, he tells 'em on parade, they seize 'em quick and handy, uncommon set and smart. And so single quote, he talks to officers which have the corps at art. Single quote, he learns to do his watching without it showing plain. Single quote, he learns to save a dummy, and shove him straight again. Single quote, he learns to check a rancor that spine leave to shirk. And single quote, he learns to make men like him so they'll learn to like their work. And when it comes to marchin', he'll see their swocks are right, and when it comes to action, single quote, he shows 'em how to sight. Single quote, he knows their ways of thinking and just what's in their mind. Single quote, he knows when they're taken on and when they've fell behind. Single quote, he knows each talkin' corporation rule that leads a squad astray. Single quote, he feels his innards even, his bowels giving way. Single quote, he sees the blue-white faces all traitin' are to grin, and single quote, he stands and waits and suffers till it's time to cap 'em in. And now the ugly bullets come pecking through the dust, and no one wants to face him, but every beggar must. So, like a man in irons, which isn't glad to go, they moves him off by companies uncommon stiff and slow. Of all his 5 years' schoolin' they don't remember much except the not retreatin', the step and keep in touch. It looks like teachin' wasted when they duck and spread and up, but if single quote, he hadn't single quote, he learned 'em they'd be all about the shop. And now it's in quo. Who goes backward? Ampersand quo. And now it's in quo. Who comes on? Ampersand quo. And now it's in quo. Get the doolies, ampersand quo. And now the captain's gone. And now it's bloody murder, but all the while they hear his voice, the same as barrack drill, a shepherd in the rear. He's just as sick as they are, his heart is like to split, but single quote, he works him till he feels them take the bit. The rest is "Oldian, steady till the watchful bugles play," and single quote he lifts him through the charge that wins the day. The Eathen in his blindness bows down to wood and stone. Single quote, he don't obey no orders unless they is his own. The Eathen in his blindness must end where single quote he began, but the backbone of the army is the non-commissioned man. Keep away from dirtiness, keep away from mess, don't get into doing things rather more or less. Let's ha done with Abinay, Cole, and Hazerho. Mind you keep your rifle and yourself use so.